In this video, we see a walling. In race A, in race B, we face a very scary KIMI. And in race C, well, I caused the murdering. Boom, into the hairpin. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gran Turismo weekly race guide here in 2023, week 9. And week 9's all about Grand Valley. Yes, obviously we had a new circuit last week. It's not Speedway anymore, it's Highway, specifically Highway 1. Not sure if we're going to get Highway 2, 3, all the way up to 9,000, who knows? But we're at Grand Valley. Now this is the South Circuit, so it's a short circuit for race A. And we're in a Porsche. What Porsche? Well, let's have a look. We're racing 5 laps first in the Porsche at Grand Valley. It's a grid start, sports hard tyres, and specifically, it's the 993 991 RS Club Sport. So you buy this from the used car dealership if you want to. Should still be there right now, or you can just rent the car, of course. There are some timestamps there in the background if you want to check a different race out. However, this race is quite a fun race and a very nice combo to take part in. So I'd recommend you try it too. Let's jump to the race end and let's have a look at exactly what happened. And I'll give you a nice little lap guide at the very end. Here we are then at the start. We've got a few people from TCR again. Inferno Fox side. Chicken Angel. Hello to you all. Arky is in there as well. Says every time. You can go check out Arky's on YouTube. Traction control on 1 for the start. Foot to the floor and off you go. You do get a lot of wheel spin. I do a bit of an early shift there, but it worked out fine. Somebody didn't start there for whatever reason. However, we're going to continue towards turn 1 then as we head into the braking zone for the first time. Then in we go. Everybody being quite cautious here, which is good to see. Really good to see as we go through the right-hander. Oh, Spaniard gets a little... Oh, pushing them out a little bit. We're now on the inside of Misha. But we take that position up into the cursed one already as we head down here. This is where it gets dangerous very quickly as we come into here. We're just slowing the car down a lot. And somebody just slams on the brakes there. Up in the distance. That causes a ping-pong effect. I lose 1 position. I lose 2 positions. Oh, my word. It's all going backwards already as we then head into the right-hander. In fact, we're going to lose another one there. Who was that? That's Arky's going around the outside. So let's see if we can get back around the outside, can we? No, JM Power just goes too deep. What's going on there? Oh, we're losing out big style here. We started, where did we start? P8? We're up, down. We're not up, we're down to P9 as we head into this right-hander. So Inferno Fox up ahead then. And, well, everybody nearly up ahead, basically, as we go through the left. Oh, the Spaniard forces the German into the wall there. I think the Spaniard's just struggling here with very little practice. You have to be careful at joining races with very little practice. I don't think it's dirty driving. I think it's bad driving here, just the fact that they're not used to the circuit or this combo. Right. Okay, we're in the slipstream. Inferno Fox on the left. Zeno in the middle, and we're going to go, yes, that's right, folks, to the right-hand side. Let's make it 3 wide into turn 1, because why not make a dangerous situation more dangerous? As we head into here, then, in towards the braking zone we go. We brake early as Zeno goes in, and, well, I mean, to be honest, we made a very dangerous situation, and look at that, it worked out well. All the Spaniards just forced Inferno Fox out wide. You can't keep pushing people out wide there, my friends. You've got to lift off at times. We advance further on anyway in lap 3, and we've caught up to Dav and Arkies then as we go into the right-hander. And I will explain the track guide here because I find this combo is very nice for my driving style. So I can explain what to do, how to do it. And I do recommend you try out this combo as Dav just goes a bit too deep here. So we're going to go for the old cut back here. Try and beat it out of here as quick as we can. Stay in 3rd gear here so we don't have that gear change delay. And there we go. Sorry, job done. Up into P5 then as we head into the right-hander. In fact, we're going to advance a lap later because me and Arkies both catch up to them. So into the left we go. A little bit of oversteer from me then. I'm going to try and take a wide line here so I can get a real boot out of this corner if I can. And we do indeed. I had to lift a little bit there because Arkies was just a bit slow behind side there as we go through the right-hander. And are we going to be ahead of Arkies? We are indeed. So that's up into P4 then. 1 car to go for a podium, and that is Sai, one of the TCR drivers, as we head towards the line then. And we're looking to start the final lap. We're going to go through this entire lap then. Let's show you some racing action here at the South Circuit. My favorite layout of the 2, actually, this one. It really is a very good layout. As we head into the right, we're going to try and beat it out of here as quick as we can. I do like the feeling of that corner, actually. It feels very nice as we head down the hill. And this is one of those where you just lift. Let the car roll. Let it do its thing. And then you hit the brakes and slow the car down again while not turning as we go through here. I will show you on the track guide. Oh, side's gone off then. I was going to look down the inside. Can't quite make that work. Side's into the barrier again. Then that Porsche's taking a bit of a beating now this last lap. The pressure getting to Sai as we go into this left-hander then. And Arceus did well to avoid me there, actually. As we leave that corner, Sai literally slowed down a lot on the apex there. Slowed me right up here as we head into the final few corners then. Sai's gone a bit deep. I'm going to try around the outside. Now, this is possible. You have to have somebody who you can work with, though. You know, you are the lead car there, so I should have the space. And Sai just give me the space because Sai knows how to drive. Well played, Sai. You'll see I can't drive a bit later on, although you've probably already seen that in the clips at the start of this video. Now, I noticed Sai's in a bit of a drag race with Arceus here, so I try and pull over, give Sai a bit of not drift. I meant about drift. Slipstream, that's what I wanted. I have no idea what I'm saying today, but even so, we come home in P3, TCR 2 and 3. So, great job there, Chicken Angel. And Sai, a great race all round, to be honest with you. Right, track guide time. You're going to head towards turn 1. And what you're going to look for here is the 300 board. Now, in this Porsche, you're going to brake just before it, okay? You may find that in the braking zone, you might want to dab the throttle a little bit. That'll cause some understeer and stop some oversteer. However, you're sort of aiming towards the corner here. And as you go around this corner, you're looking for where the sand or the gravel, whatever you want to call it on the right, meets the concrete. That's your accelerating point, your accelerating marker. It's a very good marker to use. I would use this in both layouts as well, and you'll see that a bit later on. Leave that corner then. Be careful of the bridge wall there. You're going to head down here. And what you're looking for is on the right-hand side. The 100-meter board there. You're going to just lift off either at it or just after it, okay? Now, you can start to brake a little bit later as you go super aggressive, but lifting here just allows the car to roll down the hill and keeps it stable, okay? So I brake a little bit there because I'm trying to push on with the lap times. Do you see how the line goes straight there? And I'm also using the fence on the right-hand side. As the line goes straight, this is when you're going to brake, and you're going to brake on the end a little bit here. So you're going to drop down to around 80, I think it is. No, it's 90, sorry. Notice that I'm just trying to slow the car down. Then you can go full throttle through here. And as the dip there, you just dab the brake, chuck it in. And then what you're looking for on the right side, you've got this hill, okay? Now, I actually use sort of my distance judging here, but you can use that on the right side. The hill where it goes back up. You can see the green bit there as you hit the brakes. You come in here and you can cut that quite a lot on the right. And as you come into here, you slow the car down. Now, third gear, second gear, I'm still not decided on that. Make your choice. If you can't maintain the apex speed, it may be better in second, but third seemed a bit faster to me, if I'm honest. So on the left-hand side, the fence changes there, okay? You want to brake early. It's very easy to brake late for this corner and go aggressive. You want to brake early. You want a good line for the actual left, not this right. So as you come into here, cut the corner a little bit on the right, and then as you see there on the left-hand side, there's a sign. You want to brake early for that corner and keep it tight. You want to take a wide line for the last corner. The last corner, the most important corner on this circuit. I will say that right away because you're going to maintain a lot of speed through this corner. Get over towards the left-hand side. Again, the fence changes from an Armco barrier to a brick wall there or stone wall on the left hand side. So as that hits the edge of your screen, you're going to brake, and that should rotate the car a little bit, and then you could go full throttle very quickly here. Now I'm lifting a little bit. I could have been a bit more greedy there with the throttle, and I'm going to boost it now through the tunnel. I'm going to head towards the line then, and this is a lap of Grand Valley South. I love this circuit. I think it's a great little circuit, and you're seeing that lap here. That's it for race A then. Let's jump to race B. Where we're at Trail Mountain then. And we're in Group 4 machinery. So this does mean some very close racing. I actually thoroughly enjoyed this race, which you will see in just a second. Right, well, how many laps are we doing? What are we doing here? Well, let's have a look. We're doing 4 laps at Trail Mountain. It's the rolling start, which has been fixed. So well played, PD. Racing medium tyres. And as I say, it's Group 4. So I picked the Ferrari because I wasn't sure what car's going to be the meta now that all-wheel drives have been nerfed. The Ferrari, a very good car. Is it the meta? I don't know yet, but it's a very good car. One that I would recommend to pick. I think the Mustang's up there as well, and there could be a few others to join them as well, including the FF cars. I think they're back. Anyway, without further ado, let's jump to the race. Let's have a look at what we're racing and how the race actually goes, because we have a familiar name in this one called KIMI. Here we are then at the start. We've got McGann in pole position. We've got Scirocco's in there. There's a few people still picking the GTRs. They're not the greatest, if I'm honest. And there's Sylvia up ahead. Oh, my word. It's about to get jumped even before we get to turn 1. Look at the speed of this Ferrari. My word. A shout out to Chelsea, by the way, who's starting behind me. Another member of the TCR team. Right, we're going to head towards turn 1 then. Already made a place. How good's that? Nice and easy. And in we go. And you can see the GTRs are not pulling away now, so they have been nerfed. Nissan GTRs are no longer the meta car. Finally, as we head in towards the tunnel end. A bit of contact there between Godly GT and Alex. I'm thinking, okay, let's get on the inside here. They come back at me there, so I'm like, whoa! I managed to save it as we head down in towards the right-hander. And unfortunately, the finish driver going to get all sorts of wrong here. Go straight into me. I'm in the wall. And that is not good. We lose another couple of places. And look who is next up here. It's KIMI Velocini. Oh, no. Although I get some space here, so that's not too bad. I've never really raced KIMI before. And all I've heard is bad news. We'll see how much of the bad news is true as we go through this race. Got dirty performance on the back. I like that. So KIMI's going to go defensive. I'm thinking, oh, no. I'm going to stay to the right-hand side. And look at the speed of this Ferrari. It is ridiculous how fast it is now compared to the GTR. I mean, we've not had a bot change on a Ferrari, I don't think. I'm going to head over to the left-hand side then. I'm going to give Sai a little bit of slipstream here as we head down towards the sharp left-hander and in towards brake zone. KIMI brakes early. So we had some clean racing there with KIMI. Nice to see, isn't it? Anyway, through the left we go. Sai made the place as well. We're going to continue on out of there and look to try and catch up to this group up ahead again then as we go through the right. As we catch up to this green GTR who has been struggling a little bit. Goes defensive here very early, so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to try round the outside. Quite a dangerous move to try and pull off, but even so, the green GTR does give me space this time. And through the right we go, and we're up another spot. Now, let's see how fast this GTR actually is then. So I noticed Sai go towards the right side, so thinking, okay, I'll give Sai the slipstream on the racing line. They just don't realise Sai's there, so I'm going to go defensive again here. Now, you could argue, is this weaving? But I'd argue I was taking the racing line and then going defensive here. It's an interesting one, really. But I certainly wasn't going to go back to the racing line, which is why I left space there, because that would be weaving, in my opinion. Very much on the limit, I would say. As we go through the left-hander then. And, yeah, we drop that GTR very quickly as we head into the tunnel once again. And we get very close to that wall. Going to boot it out of here very quickly. And that Sylvia up ahead is what we're looking for now. In towards the braking zone we go. Oh, they get it slightly wrong. I'll say braking late again. They're just not used to the circuit, I don't think. We're going to go down the inside then and claim that position. Slight tap there. I don't think they realised I was there. Well, we're up into P7 and we've got Shelty. Oh, we don't have Shelty in the distance. Shelty's overtaking an Alfa Romeo, which has also been nerfed, folks, if you don't know. That Alfa Romeo very slow now. It will grip for days. So if you don't want oversteer at all, use the Alfa Romeo. But unfortunately, you're going to get dropped on straights like nobody's business. Anyway, into the right-hander we go then. And you can see that Alpha just sticks. It goes. It's got a lot of downforce, that car. Remember, it's been nerfed down into Group 4. So essentially, it should be a higher class car, and it isn't. But even so, here we go then. And look at the speed difference here. So they are in the slipstream here. They are in the slipstream, and we just drive on by. We drive on by. Oh, Shelty. Thank you, Shelty. Gives me a bit of slipstream himself. Thank you. So at this point, I'm not going to overtake Shelty. I was always going to bump draft Shelty, and that is what we're going to do here. A little bit of bump draft. And we'll advance a bit further on in the race as well then. So I'm letting off here. I don't want to go for the move on Shelty just yet. I think we can gain more places here. And obviously Shelty helped me out with the slipstream. So I'm just backing off for now. As we head in towards the tunnel on this final lap then. The penalty in the distance there for Paul. We've got Alex who just hits the barrier there. So me and Shelty. Look at this. Look at the TCR. Word. Imagine you are Alex and you go, who's all this TCR? Why are they all overtaking me? Yeah, what a team TCR is, yeah? What a team! Yeah. No, I'm not drunk. Right, anyway, in towards the right-hander we go. As we're now going through here. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I might overtake Shelty. We'll see what happens. In towards the left we go. I'm going to cut it very tight here. Try to beat it out of here. I noticed Shelty ran a bit deep there. Just clipped the barrier. Now we've got an FF versus an MR car. Let's see the speed difference. Look at a Ferrari again. It is so fast, this car. It's unbelievable how fast this car is now. And it handles very nicely as well. So, I don't know. Do I pick Ferrari from my manufacturer? I've not picked it yet. Who knows? We advance further on then. We're getting closer and closer to Paul GT3 in that Alfa Romeo. And in towards the braking zone we go. And Paul just brakes really early. So early. They cut that corner. And they're about to get another second penalty for it as well. As it goes to 2 seconds there. I did try and take avoiding action. And we didn't hit them in the end. So we're going to go past them. And we're going to look at another podium. 2 podiums in 2 races, and also 2 podiums for TCR in 2 races, which is awesome to see. As you've actually seen as well, saying see twice, some good racing here at Trail Mountain in Group 4. There's always good racing with Trail Mountain in Group 4. So, yeah, give it a shout. It's really well worth it. Now, track guide time. Heading towards turn 1 then. You have a gantry or the pole on the left-hand side. You can use either of them. Now, I lift in the Ferrari. You may want to dab the brake in other cars. I lift. because I don't want to use the brake at all where I don't need to. And then I'm just going through here. So I lift for this hill a little bit. No, I don't lift actually in time trial. Through the left we go. Slight lift there for the left. And as we head towards the tunnel, then we're going to use the start of the tunnel as a brake marker here. So you want a wide line into a tight line, so it's a later apex than you realize. You don't want to turn early here, you'll just go too deep and mess it all up. Notice I take a wide line in, then I come in, get very close to the wall, and I can just boost it out. Easy, easy, easy to do that. Easy to go too deep as well because you just turn a bit too early. This right-hander, very hard to do. You've got 2 rocks on the left-hand side. Pick and choose whichever rock you like. If you've got a car that brakes later, use the second rock. If you haven't, use the earlier rock. Very nice rocks there on the right-hand side. Through the right, then we go. Avoid the wall. Get over towards the left-hand side. And then at the end of the curb here is your brake marker here. You're braking just before the end of the curb there on the left-hand side. And you want to turn in a little bit later. Now, sometimes, even I do this a lot. I turn in a bit too early and I get it wrong. But that's how you do it. You want to be in the right-hand lane, essentially, as you go into the tunnel. Because then you can just lift. I dabbed the brake a little bit there. It wasn't really needed. And you can go through this tunnel and belt it out of here. Don't do what Shelter did, which was graze that wall. So we're fast forwarding here towards the next corner. I'm using our brake marker we've used all the time here at Trial Mountain. That left-hand sign there. It's a brilliant brake marker. Thank you, PD, for pointing it in. It's perfect, honestly. Great brake marker. And use that on the right side then. In towards the braking zone we go. And again, you want a later apex. That stone on the left can be a good acceleration marker. To be honest with you, though, in Group 4, you can just boot it out there quite quickly as we head up the hill. Now, you're going to have to be careful of weight transfer on this hill. So I normally like braking just before the crest of the hill. And you're going to use that log, or not log, actually tree trunk there on the left-hand side as your brake marker. You may want to dab the throttle, depending on which car you're in. In the Ferrari, you do, just to settle the car a little bit. Remember, dabbing the throttle causes understeer and stops some of that oversteer as you're on the brakes, of course. Heading down towards this left-hander, I'm showing you really early here, the rock on the left-hand side. As that starts to leave your screen, that is your brake marker for this left-hander. Again, very easy to turn in early. Trial Mountain is one of those tracks where you turn in early, you're going to have problems. You want to turn in later on a lot of these corners. That one, no exception. Head down towards the final corner. Then on the left-hand side, you've got some light grey concrete bollards there, or blocks. Literally the second to last one there that I've highlighted. The last one is the very end of that block, of course. So the second to last one there is my brake marker. I'm going to use that and slow the car down. Now, you want to take a tight line for this first part because you want a good run for the start-finish straight. And you don't really need to brake for that corner. Belt it out there. And that's a lap of Trial Mountain. Hopefully that's of use to you. That's it for race B, though. Let's head to race C. Right, we head back to Grand Valley then. This is the full circuit for race C. You can see I'm in a Porsche in the background, but I changed my car for the race. The Porsche also quite a good car to use here. Can be quite stable in the grand scheme of it. So, you know, if you want a bit of a stable car, you can use that. What are we doing here at Grand Valley Highway 1? Well, we are racing 10 laps. It's a rolling start, racing hard tyres and tyres one fuel and tyre wear. And the reason they've done that is because the pits are broken. So there is no pit stops this week. It's just a flat out race. A race which is very difficult to do, as you will see in a second. And you've already probably seen the clip at the start of this whole video where I do murder someone, and I do apologize for that. But let's have a look at why it happened, what happened, and everything else as we go to that race. Here we are then at the start. Make sure of all sorts of cars. Again, everyone just trying to get a feeler for this race. We're in the Ford GT. As you can see, wind is as well. So I think I picked a good choice here. The reason I changed the car is because of what Calster said in the live stream. So I was like, okay, maybe the Ford GT is quite good here. As we're going to head towards turn 1 then. Obviously, a rolling start does mean we're a bit spread out here as we enter there. Slight little bit of tapping there, nothing major. But it looks nice, doesn't it? It looks nice through turn 1 in Group 3. But this is where it all goes down south because of the dirty air. Yes, dirty air is a prime problem in Gran Turismo. Going through here, then everybody's going to suffer all sorts of dirty air. 2 people go off there. Wind gets tapped, so I'm focusing on wind at this point, trying to avoid wind where I can, in towards the braking zone, and I've just broke well too late because I was so focused on wind, and I apologize so much there to Concept. I really do. I'll wait for Concept to come back on before going again. Muscaffi was hit by somebody else, which is why I didn't wait for Muscaffi. But yeah, it's one of those. I was so focused on wind, and then it was just too late. And you're going to see this a lot this week into that corner, lap 1. Lots of carnage. Because going through here, there's just way too much dirty air. And you're just going to suffer from it. And again, I literally left the track just briefly, and I get a half-second penalty. It's a very frustrating part of the circuit in Group 3. Just because the dirty air exists, you have to lift so much. Again, look how much I'm going to lift here now. Lift, 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 lift. There we go. Now I get it right, and now we can head towards. It's a very hard corner to nail here. As we go into the brake zone, then Muscaffi just goes a little bit too deep as we go in to the exit of this corner, and we're side by side here. Mascapi looking to try and keep this then, as we're going to look around the outside. Does it work out? We're still keeping it side by side. Beautiful racing here with Mascapi then. Do we get it sorted? We do. Oh, a little bit of oversteer then. In towards the braking zone we go. And, Mascapi's got deep here to the left. We're going to try the old cutback. We saw this earlier on as well in the first race. And in this one as well, it works out a treat ahead of Mascapi then up into P14. And we've got a lot of work to do to catch up to everybody else. Of course, in towards the right we go. And are we going to get this sorted? We are indeed. We continue on. Oh, nearly into the barrier there. Right, lap 5. This is how long it took to catch up to everybody else. Who's that off in the distance? Wins off in the distance. Not sure what happened to Win there. As we go through the right-hander then, we're behind an old Audi R8. We actually used that the other day in the live stream if you wanted to check that out. So, through the left we go. Again, we're going to have to lift so much here. Look at the left. This is flat out, easy flat out in time trial. Oh, the Audi gets it wrong there. Down the inside we go. So that is another position. That set of corners is probably even more deadly than the chicane of death at Dragon Trail Seaside. It is so deadly. As we then look down the inside of Fake Brit then. Are we going to get it done? Not quite. Fake Brit just keeps that position for now as we go through the right. And then in towards the next braking zone then. Oh, we've got somebody else off here. Oh, Concepts off with Tiger Hayes. They're both off. We go through the left-hander then. So we gain 2 more positions here as overtaking here is very difficult. And you're seeing that here. Dirty Air plays a significant role. Oh, somebody's got a penalty there in the distance. 3-second penalty for somebody. But yeah, overtaking very difficult to do because you're literally constantly in corners. So you're just dropping back in that dirty air. And then you get on a straight. You look to catch up. And then you got a load of set of corners again. Very difficult to race here as we go past the Porsche there of Gerov. So up into P10 then. Up into P10. And we've got a run on Fake Brit and Flynn here. So Flynn being overtaken by the Audi in towards turn 1 we go. Fake Brit just goes a little bit too deep then. A little bit too deep on the brakes. Very easy to do on that corner. We leave this corner and we're looking to try and get past. Do we have a run? No, we don't. We're going to have to pull back in behind Fake Brit then. As we go through the left again, we're going to lift a lot here. We don't want to cause carnage, and you can see there Fake Brit just gets it wrong this time. Looks to catch it here. I'm going to go down the inside. Oh, they tried to recatch it, and they're into barrier. Oh, that's another death at that corner. Oh, if I say I believe that's going to be one of the most deadly corners in Gran Turismo. It is a horrendous corner to get right. It really is, including the hairpin. That whole section. Oh, so difficult to get right. Right, we're behind Flynn as Paparotsky there had a penalty or was damage or something there as we go through the right. So we've got P7 in our sight lines here as we go through the left. Going to bolt it out of here as quick as we can. A little bit of oversteer there for the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. Down the inside we go. This Ford GT extremely quick. And remember that Vantage, while it's got a V12, double the amount of cylinders as this car, it's not quick in the slightest. It's been made into a handling car in Gran Turismo. We advance to lap 9, where the race does go into a night race, which makes it interesting. Again, we've got Ulanov in ahead of us, and we've got Magford as well. We've got Wind ahead of them. So I'm just looking for a place to overtake here. Heading down in towards the left. There's a slight tap there from Ulanov on Magford. And we're sort of trying to keep in the action here as we head into the right-hander then. Magford keeping it on the right. I'm trying to go for a jump out of this corner if I can, but I got it slightly wrong there. Oh, so close to the barrier there. Magford just gives Ulanov just enough space then. As we look down into here, do I make it 3 wide? I thought, nah, I'm better off it there. I'm not going to make that 3 wide. Bit too dangerous this corner as it's so tight. As we go through here then, in towards the left we go, and it's status quo for now, but I'm thinking, okay, this straight, we can get a good run on this straight. Maybe we can get both of them here in the slipstream. Let's see what happens then. We're going to accelerate through here. The washout on that corner is horrendous, by the way. You will see that shortly. Well, we're in the slipstream of Ulanov in the Porsche. You can see the difference in speed here. Heading in towards turn 1, then in on the braking zone. The Ford GT gets all wiggly, but we get it stopped just there. Oh, God, that was a dangerous overtake. But we made it work. We're up another position. And unfortunately, this week, if you want to overtake, that's what you're going to have to do. Very dangerous overtakes to try and get the positions. Obviously, we're behind Magford again. Have to really slow up here, going through this left. Look at this. Oh, nearly white lines. Nearly. As we head into the braking zone then. And we just go a bit too deep. I'd say that section's so hard to do. A dirty air is... Oh, I said it so many times this video. I apologize. But it's true. Right, in towards the left we go. We are going to do most of this lap, actually, in this race, just to show you what it feels like in the race. You can see how dirty air plays an impact here. It really does slow you down. So you're talking, I mean, we're in the 150 on the previous lap. We're going to be down. Oh, Magford gets all sorts of wrong there on the tight left here. as we head down in towards the next left-hander. Then in the braking zone we go. Slowly going around here. It feels so slow as well as we go into the right. Again, we're looking for that clean air to get a bit of downforce on the car to get going. We leave that corner and we're still no further than on Magford, as we're then going to look in towards the braking zone potentially here. Here we go then. Down the inside we go. In towards the braking zone we go. And we're just not there. Slight tap on Magford, but I was there. I was there as we go through the right and then into the left. So I'm trying to get a good run out of this corner now. And we definitely have the better run. Too deep there for Magford. We're going to accelerate out this corner then. And we've got a big run on this McLaren. But I want to show you how bad this dirty air actually is now. We're into the tunnel, right? And we're going to go into this corner. And look at the washer. I have to lift because I'm going into the wall. Now, in GT3 racing, that doesn't happen. I've never seen that happen. But that was dreadful, dreadful understeer from dirty air. And we're not going to get that position. So we are going to finish in the cursed position there. Shelty with a win. So it's 3 out of 3 podiums there for TCR. Well played, Shelty, on the win. But yeah, very hard race to do this. Very hard race with that dirty air. I'm not a big fan of it, if I'm honest. Right, lap guide time. In Group 3 then. You're looking around the 300 meter board here. Or is it feet? Feet, meters, whatever it is, you're going to use that board on the left-hand side. So you probably already commented if I used meters earlier on. The 300 board, I'm just going to say that. Again, you're using that accelerating marker where the sand goes to concrete on the right-hand side. A brilliant marker. Now, you may find in some Group 3 cars that's a bit too early, but there's another second piece of concrete change there that you can also use. But I think that sand to concrete, it works out well. Now, this is flat out in time trial. So you go towards the left-hand side. And just after that pillar on the left, just after it leaves your screen, that's when you turn in. If you turn in too early, you're going to get a track limits penalty. The track limits here are severe. It's a bit like Le Mans. So we're going to go through here and then over towards the left-hand side. And then we're going to head in towards the braking zone, okay? And you're going to be braking between the 400 and the 300 board. Somewhere in there, depending on your car, how much speed you've carried through the S's, and it's a downhill braking zone. So much applies to this braking zone. It's actually better to brake a little bit early here than try and go a little bit later. There's so much parameters, so many parameters there. It's very hard to do. As you leave that corner, then you're going to try and take sort of a middle-of-the-line approach. Now, I'm using the concrete barrier on the right-hand side as an initial brake marker. So I'm just dabbing the brakes initially, starting to slow the car down. This is a double left-hander, essentially, but you don't touch the first apex. You're sort of staying in the middle of the road, and then you touch the second apex. Boot it out of here, truck it right, head over towards the left-hand side. Now, I did talk about the piece of grass on the right earlier on in the video, so you can check that in race A. But on the left, you can also use the bridge, the end of the bridge, if you want to. Again, I'm just judging distance here, so I'm braking just before the yellow sign, so you might want to do that instead. On the left there, we have Bill and Brian are there in America this time, and they're surrounded by, I don't know what that is, buckets. But you're going to use those yellow things on the left as your brake marker. And again, gear is very gear dependent in this corner. You want to boot out, be careful of the gravel on the outside there, or sand, should I say. Head towards this left-hander, it's the 100 meter board here, just before it, in fact. And you want to keep a tight line, I found. The wider the line, you sort of V in it a little bit and it feels really weird. So some people like it. I definitely don't. I prefer a tighter line. I think it's better. Boot it out of here. Head over to the left-hand side and then over to the right. And what you're looking for here, you're trying to boot it as early as you can. Now, the latest you should boot it is at that sign, okay? At that sign is the latest you should accelerate. Otherwise, try and accelerate before that and try and really abuse the outside. Remember, it opens up the outside and then the fencing comes in, a bit like the old Grand Valley Speedway. It's the same thing there as we then continue towards this right-hander. This right-hander, you're braking just before the 100 board. I'm not going to say it. The 100 board there. And literally, you want to take a tight line here. A wide line does not work because of the way the corner is. It's so much tighter and it's uphill. You really, really, really want to keep a tight line, as you see here. And you want to then accelerate out in towards the left. Now, you want to take a very tight left to open up this right-hander so you can boot it as early as you can. This corner, so important to get right because from here, it's flat out all the way to the line. Now, I'm not a big fan of this circuit now for racing-wise, but for time trial, I think it's great. It's a great little circuit. Tests a lot of your car's strengths and weaknesses. But for racing, the dirty air, a bit too strong here. Group 4 may be good. It may not. That's it in terms of the track guide. It's now time for the bloopers. Right, first up then, we saw this incident. We just saw Misha in the wall then. So down into the... Oh, they just went for a move a bit too late there. And yeah, it's a bit of a wall grind. Just a bit of a mistake there from Cino. Although you should have waited up, to be fair, because you did send them into the wall. Not Barrier this time. Wally! Right, okay. This is the late dive, isn't it, from the Finnish driver? Yeah, they just outbrought themselves completely here. They tried to take avoiding action. Nowhere they really could have gone. quite easily there. Again, it's one of those where I probably should have waited up, but even so, we still had a good race later on. You did apologise for it as well. Go through here then. KIMI just taps Inferno Fox on the rear. Inferno Fox does well to catch that. Again, nothing major there. As we go into the left, KIMI goes for a gap that doesn't exist. Pushes Inferno Fox into Chaser. And yeah, just a bit of bad driving there from KIMI. I don't think that was dirty driving, just bad driving in my opinion there from KIMI. And this is beautiful driving from Inferno. Look at that, just waiting up, waiting for Chaser. And then they're going to go on a bit of a race again. Well played to Inferno Fox. What a legend. Now, I did spot this weirdly. And this wasn't in the feature video, of course. KIMI decides he wants a date with Barry R by himself. So clips one and gives a full-blown kiss to the other. Well played, KIMI. That's a good little kiss there. Right, okay, into this one. This is my mistake, of course. Great into it. You can see a lot of dust there. Then I'm focusing on wind. You can see that. I'm avoiding the Aston Martin. I'm trying to focus on wind too much. And it didn't click. It was a complete brain fart. Completely my fault. Bad driving from my my end there. I should have just been hard on the anchors. The second assault, wind going off there. And that would have solved the problem. But I didn't. I tried to be opportunistic. And it failed miserably. So coming into here, just see from the Aston's perspective, they all go off there. Taps wind goes off here in towards the braking zone. You can see that, and then I had nowhere to go, straight into concept. A few other people were venturing off at the same time. I tell you what, that would make for a cracking photo, actually. I probably should look at that. Right, okay, here we go. A bit later on in the race, we've got the Porsche down the inside of the Aston, also down the inside of concept. Look at that. Oh, they're all trying to race clean there. Beautiful little bit of action there as we leave that corner then. So concept keeps that for now as we go into the left. What happens here? Through the left we go. Oh, that's where the Mazda goes off. However, we did see action. Okay, so this is the crash here. In towards the right-hander we go. Oh, the Mazda down the inside. Pushes concept into the barrier. And then the Prima Tiger Hazer goes off. And that is how that incident happens. How did the Mazda go off then? In towards the left we go. Slight tap. Oh, yeah, big tap from behind there from the Russian driver, Ulanov there. So, and then the Mazda driver is going to be a bit frustrated here. Carries on with the racing. Obviously, no idea where to brake now at this point. They brake well too late into concept and then spin round themselves. So a big old incident. Again, it looks good, doesn't it, with all the cars flying by. Right, the final one then. We've got wind here. So wind kept going backwards and forwards here. And the wind has a bit of a venture off here. In towards the braking zone we go. That rear end decides to leave wind and spinning round there. And you see Ulanov comes back in. One of my rejoins that lately, Wind. That not the greatest. I've done some of them recently though as well. But yeah, Wind pushing on hard there, 47. So that's something to aim for. That's going to be it for this weekly race guide. I do hope you've enjoyed it. Give it a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel to stay in touch with all the latest content, both Gran Turismo and the Assetto Corsa Competizione. But as I say, that is it for me. 2 videos there to check out, and I hope to see you in another video or live stream again very, very, very soon.